If you know how to manifest, but lately you found that your manifestations aren't coming to fruition the same way that they used to, I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen from different ears or a different perspective and hear from my experience because I definitely have some stories to share. I have countless stories to share about this topic. For a lot of people that have recently awakened to their creation power, and then they reach this kind of plateau or this stopping point, this can really help you move to the next area of spiritual progression so that you are able to just really more deeply understand the energetics behind what it means to manifest and materialize. In 2016, my fiance and I actually co manifested $200,000 through the lottery, through scratch tickets. And while that money was a huge blessing at the time, I was only 24 years old. It was completely life changing. It also came with a lot of lessons. I definitely had my original spiritual awakening back in 2012, and that's where I really learned I'm the creator of my experience. I can actually change my physical plane based off of my thoughts and my beliefs. And at the time, that was wild, right? It wasn't as mainstream as it was today. So with that, I learned to magnetize and I learned to attract to myself certain amounts of money. I have found myself to be very intuitive with money, very intuitive with numbers and things like that. And it just so happens, again, on my birthday, that my fiance brings home a scratch ticket with the exact amount of money that I had been manifesting for 4 or 5 months prior. Eventually started to notice is that I wasn't able to do the same things. I wasn't able to call in the money the same way. I wasn't able to manipulate my reality in the same way that I was used to. And so what happens with a lot of people is they take that as your gifts are declining or like your energy isn't strong enough, you're not high vibe enough and things like that. But what I recognize now is that was just bringing me to this next unfolding of spiritual gifts and this next unfolding of really understanding how materialization and spiritual law works. And the thing about this kind of girly pop manifestation stuff that I'm seeing now, like on this app, for example, which I think is great, like bless those creators' hearts, because I think that that consciousness is still very much needed. I think that there's still a lot of people that are unawakened to their power. They're unawakened of their ability to change their thoughts and truly change their life. But the downside of that is that that is a candle burning at both ends. And that type of manifestation where truly everything is unlimited, you can truly literally call in whatever you want, is it's spiritually one-sided. It's a taking energy. These type of manifestation ideologies rely on a manipulation of energy and rely on a forcing energy to come through. When you're setting a deadline on something, when you're setting a super hyper specific intention and you're demanding it show up in your reality, you can definitely make that happen. But that isn't really the essence of how we're here to create and experience the material plane. And so, what a lot of people find is their manifestations start becoming heavier and heavier. Every manifestation that shows up ends up being this huge spiritual lesson for them, or this blessing and a curse happening simultaneously. And that's because we are not meant to force the energy to manipulate our physical plane in order to manifest. And the reason we're not here to always manifest in that way is because that's a very conquering dominion energy. It's the same energetic principles that the Freemasons or the elite use when they're doing their rituals. It's a conquering over the physical plane, the material plane, and that's just not how we are meant to exist. We are meant to exist in harmony with the earth, with our creator, with your God, with your universe and your ancestors and your spirit guides. If you're interested more in this topic, go ahead and comment for part 2, and we will get into this so much deeper. So thank you for listening.